Okay, today is April 21st. Today we've got, as I record this, we're at 16 degrees Celsius. It's absolutely gorgeous out. Yesterday we hit 20 degrees Celsius. It was downright hot. And tomorrow night over through to the day after, we're supposed to get a mix of rain and snow. So this being April, the temperatures are all over the place. I'm going to do our April garden tour, and I'm going to start in our old kitchen garden over here with little Magda, who has just been spayed a little while ago. This is the bed where you can see we have the strawberries have survived, and it looked like some of the thyme survived as well. It doesn't look like it anymore, but when I uncovered it, it seemed to be okay. And we got, well, this time didn't make it. This time. Chamomile, still no way to know if they've reseeded themselves. Some more strawberries over here. This is the grink. The grink has also just been spayed. Hello, little one. And what I'm planning to do this year in this area, I'm going to start planting more herbs and stuff like that in here. So very soon I hope to start working on this bed and change this log to wattle weave, and still no green for the mint or the chives coming up, and nothing but crabgrass coming out of this one. I did clean up in here this morning with the weeding and moving some mulch, and you can see that the walking onions are coming up nicely. Hello, Sindel. Beautiful boy. And then we have this bed over here. Just got to watch out for the deadly rosebush. So yesterday I gave this bed a thorough watering and checked it out. Speaking of checking it out, what do we got here? We're at about 35 degrees in here. 35 degrees Celsius. I should actually lift this up, but the cats will get under. And I don't know if you can tell, but when I was watering it yesterday, I could see there were quite a lot of sprouts in here. And it looks like we've got some self-sown, some onions that's got missed when I was cleaning this bed out, coming up in the middle there. Last year this bed had a mix of tomatoes and onions in it. So yeah, this actually, can you see some of the sprouts in there? My screen is completely blinded out by the sunlight, so I can't tell if I'm even zooming in the right area. But there are things coming up in this bed. And hopefully they will survive. Going into the portable greenhouse, let's check things out in here. Oh my goodness, it's an oven in here. Warmer than 50 degrees. All right, so I've got this set up to be a heat sink, and the water is quite warm. Well, it feels cool compared to the rest of this area, but in theory, during the night, it will keep things warmer in here. But so far in the mornings I've come out and the temperature is just as cold as the ambient temperature outside. So at this point, the heatsink is not actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. But I've also got watering cans in here filled with water to warm up for when I do things like water the pre-sown garden beds. This is our other winter sown. Hey! Get out of there! Get out of there! Oh my goodness! Yeah, I put this netting on to protect it from the cats, and they're doing this anyways. Oh my goodness. Okay, this should be this way. But at least they're not using it as a litter box anymore. So I'm hoping that fairly soon we'll start seeing the peas coming up that are planted in here. With the temperatures we've been having, those should be the first things that we see coming up. And I've actually been watering this bed now to help encourage that. Isn't that right, Cinderella? This is another one that likes to climb on top of the mesh. And here's the other winter sown bed. Removed most of the mulch, don't want to take it all off. And I've started watering this one as well. We'll see if anything has survived. And then this one over here, we're still solarizing. Not really working on the other beds yet. Weather willing, in the next few days, I'll start using some of these posts over here to mount vertically on this raised bed and get our first trellis built. All along here we have, all along one side we have the onions for seed onions. And then the other half, I want to plant some climbers once the trellis is built. Over here is where we planted pre-sowed flower seeds, and unfortunately it's being dug up. It's also bone dry. I haven't been watering this. We're going to have to hook up the hoses or something, but we still have freezing overnight temperature, so I'm not comfortable doing that yet. This bed is also pre-sown, also looking pretty dry. And the other priority, as soon as we can, is to get the frame on this bed assembled. We can clean that out. We're still solarizing these ones, but it looks like it's more like a greenhouse than solarizing. Well, hopefully that'll make it easier to pull the weeds. And this is the one that's really bad with creeping Charlie, especially at this end here. I'm hoping that'll kill it off, at least somewhat. And then we get into this bed here, which has the summer squash, winter sown in it. We had a lot of problems with critters digging in it, so I got this mesh on it, and this to keep the mesh from tearing on the tops of these posts. And unfortunately, something still managed to dig through at the end here, and then I guess it got stuck inside because it was a lot of the netting was pushed out from the inside kind of thing before whatever got in here got out. So that's why I've got these bricks weighing it down. Not so much to hold it down, because ground staples would do a better job of that, but to make it more visible. So you can see that there's something there. And then over here, I had to cover up the garlic as well, because it was being constantly dug into. The garlic is looking really good now. And let's see if I can tell, because there's a few of them over here that got damaged. And well, hopefully they'll recover, but we'll see. And the stuff that's pre-sown over here, again, we're looking at very dry conditions right now. We're actually on a fire ban already, just because a dry spring. Hello. Now, I ended up picking up some asparagus and a couple of different kinds of strawberries. And the plan is, this black tarp has been here for a couple of years. So I'm going to pull it back along, and then along this end here, I want to plant the asparagus, because the other asparagus we planted kept getting damaged and flooded out. So I want to plant asparagus all along the end here, and then probably plant the strawberries in around and around the asparagus on here. And then don't know if I'll be using this kiddie pool as a planter again, but we'll see. And oh yeah, we have some strawberries coming up on here. Hi, yeah, don't go under there. And what I plan to do is have a different sort of hoop set up over this bed to protect it, because the deer keep eating this. And of course the cats go in, but mostly it was the deer. This is where we planted the Western Wildflower mix of flower seeds. It's still too early to know whether anything took. Again, it's just too dry. And of course, critters are digging in it. But well, we'll see what happens. right, in this area, we've got, let's take a look at our Liberty apple tree. Yeah, it does look like there's going to be some leaf buds on here. So I guess it did survive the winter, which is good. And hello, you. We go around here, and my happy surprise, if you see in here, the greenery that's sticking up. Now there's a tulip over there, but there is a surprising amount of the saffron crocus coming up. Definitely more than we planted 2 falls ago. Which means that even though they got choked out last year, they still divided. And then over here we've got more of the tulips coming up. So that's going to be nice. In this area is where we have grape hyacinths planted. I'm going to just carefully step in here. We do have some coming up. See a bit of green. Hello, Sticky. And I'll go around this way. I'm not seeing a lot coming up. We didn't get a lot of snow this past winter, so they might not have had enough moisture to get going. But anyway, it's supposed to be grape hyacinths coming up in here. And then in here, oh, finally! The snow crocuses have finally come up. Normally they would have come up a while ago. Okay, so we got purple ones, white ones, and I see some yellow ones over there. Oh, I'm happy. I was starting to think they weren't going to come up this year. Look at that. So over time, hopefully they will keep spreading and fill in this entire area with flowers. I'm not seeing any on this. So they're planted as far as the wood over here. Meanwhile, we have this mess to clean up. We lost this in the fall last year. Part of this old willow came down. This willow is slowly dying. So that's a big job to clean this up. And then just last day or so, we lost another tree over here from high winds. It broke up there. So, something else to clean up. But hey, we should be able to harvest some of these pieces of willow from here and from others that we have and use them for wattle weaving. I'm going to give a check on these grapevines over here. We seriously need to transplant these to another area. Part of the reason is they've gone up into here. And they're going to damage this, so we're going to have to prune this away. And this is from the raccoons. You knock the supports down. I guess we're getting some buds. This is not a good place for it. They're not getting a lot of sunlight in here. Haven't decided yet where we want to move these, and that's the problem. But yeah, these need to be moved out to a better location. And I guess that's it. Anything else as far as garden beds? We don't have anything happening yet. It's just too early. But we've got a good start on things. I'm glad I did the winter sowing with that one bed that's now covered with plastic, because it looks like we're actually going to get something out of there. But yeah, it's only April 21st, and we don't expect to get much more until middle of May. We might start seeing things, but we'll see how that goes.